All right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. I'm the priest YAHAWAH from the GMS South Carolina camp. Coming back with another lesson through the spirit and through the power of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, QADASH. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors to my apostles and to my elders of great millstone that rule well, which taught me this truth, who are the true leaders of Israel today. And also peace, love, blessings, and salutations to the elect. All right, shalom. And I want to read Jeremiah 16 and 16 because we're coming into a time to where, because right now, excuse me, because right now you got the prophets of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, on the highways and byways prophesying, man. As a matter of fact, let's start here in Jeremiah 28 and 8. You got the prophets on the scene that's teaching the word and prophesying ultimately what? The downfall of Esau's society and the ushering in of the kingdom of the Israelites, beginning with our Lord YAHAWASHI, and under him King David and the rest of that righteous legacy on down. Right? So in Jeremiah 28 and 8, it says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. And that's the same thing that the men of the Lord is doing now, prophesying the downfall of Babylon the Great, the downfall of Esau's, rulership. OK, and when Esau falls, the heathen, they're going to fall with Esau because they're pretty much they're over. I'll say it like this. When it comes to the heathen, they're over us right now. OK, you got Esau, who's over us. He's in power. And the heathen, they're over us as well, because in this society, we're at the bottom of this society. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans were looked down upon, okay, and we're constantly shitted on in this society, okay. So you have the prophets of the Lord that's saying that Esau's rulership is about to be done away with, okay. So you got the prophets that's prophesying, okay, against Babylon. OK, it says against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. And the men of the Lord is constantly speaking about, the rumors of wars, pursuant to what? Matthew 24, and I believe either 6 or verse 7. OK, and of evil and of pestilence. OK, when you go into the word evil, what does that mean? Bad times. You got the men of the Lord that's telling you that bad times is coming. The times of Jacob's trouble. OK, so you got the prophets that's prophesying. But guess what? The men of the Lord, the prophets ain't going to just be prophesying forever, man. It's going to be a cutoff period. It's going to be a cutoff period to where the Lord removes his prophets. OK, and the people are not going to be able to find this truth, so to speak, pursuant to Amos. What is that? 9. No, I believe it's 8 and 11. Behold, the day is come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land. Not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI. So soon it's going to be a cutoff period to where you're not going to be able to see the men of the Lord on the highways and byways. You're not going to be able to find the videos of edification on the internet, because Esau is going to take it away, which ultimately is going to be the Lord taking it away. And that's going to fulfill prophecy. Verse 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, and shall not find it. Okay, because it's going to be a time where everybody's going to be looking for the ways of truth, because it's going to be so chaotic. It's going to be so crazy out here. It's going to be a lot of demonic activity on a very high level, the likes of this world has never seen before. And people are going to be looking for answers. They're going to be looking for truth, but they ain't going to be able to find it. Right. So with that being said, people think that the men of the Lord is going to be around teaching forever. But no, it's going to be a cutoff period. And soon those same teachers, OK, the Lord is going to raise up with powers, man, with spiritual powers. This is Jeremiah 16 and 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord YAHAWAH, and they shall fish them. And that's speaking about the men of the Lord. That's speaking about the prophets going out to the highways and byways. And if you think about fishing, what do? You cast your line into the sea or into the river, wherever you're at, you cast your line, okay, and you you bait it with you put the bait on the hook, okay, and you cast your line out into the waters, and you wait to catch a fish, so to speak. And that's just like when it comes to when the men of the Lord go out to the highways and byways, we have this message of the Lord that we're delivering, and it brings in people, okay? It brings in the good and the bad. And the bad fish, so to speak, the Lord casts them back out into the sea being the world, right? Now, if you think about it, speaking about casting out a line, that reminds me of what? Psalms, is it 19:4? Right. And the apostles, they refer to this as the internet scripture, right? As a matter of fact, let's start from the top. Psalms 19:1, a psalm of David. It says, to the chief musician, a psalm of David. The heavens declare the glory of the Most High, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. And if you think about the internet, if you think about YouTube, if you think about the brothers, chiefly at Great Millstone, right, and the like-minded brothers that follow the true doctrine of YAHAWASHI, videos is constantly being uploaded. It's being put up on the internet, okay? Now, one thing about the internet, whenever you get on the internet, it'll say what? You're online. Or it'll say the World Wide Web, pretty much like a web. If you think about a web, what is a web used for? To catch things, okay? So when it says day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge, constantly videos is being uploaded during the day and during the night in all different languages, man. Verse 3, there is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Yeah, all different languages. You even got brothers who can who make videos, and they go out on the highways and byways, and they teach with sign language for brothers that may be deaf, okay? And verse 4 is the point. Their line is going out through all the earth, right? And this is speaking about the internet, because you can have somebody in Japan that can watch a video that the apostles make or that brothers make, and they can watch it and they can become edified, man. Okay. So it says their line is going out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world, all the four corners of the earth. In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun. But that's the point, right? So now we go back to Jeremiah 16:16, because the Lord has it to where his men is fishing. Okay. The Lord has raised up the fishers, being the prophets. Okay. I'll start back. Jeremiah 16:16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord Yahweh, YAHAWASHI, and they shall fish them. Right. And that's what's going on. Now, continuing on, because when the men of the Lord go out to the highways and byways, the Lord, he delivers a message through us because he speaks through us. And all we have to do is go out and prophesy, go out and teach, right? And the Lord does the rest. The Lord brings in who he wants to bring in, and he casts out who he wants to cast out. Okay. Our job, Lord willing, I'm a prophet of YAHAWASHI, but the job of a prophet is just to go out and teach. That's it. Go out and teach and do the work. And YAHAWASHI is going to handle and take care of everything else. And they shall fish them. And after, now this is the point, because like I said, you got people that's thinking that the men of the Lord is just going to be out here forever and ever. No, that's not the case. It says, and after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. So those, Salakia, man, I'm trying to clear my throat, man, trying to get over this little cold or whatever. Salakia. It says, and they shall fish them, and after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain. So those same fishers are going to be turned into hunters, right? The prophets of the Lord are soon going to be raised up with spiritual power. And that's pretty much what I wanted to get into, man. It says, and from every hill, out of the holes of the rocks. Yeah, out of the holes of the rocks. Speaking about these elites in their underground bunkers, okay, hiding in these caves. Hey, the men of the Lord is going to raise up the elect, and they're going to hunt down their enemies. Okay. Now from here, bear with me real quick because I have some scriptures written down. Now from here, let's go to I believe it's Isaiah 41:15. It says, behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff. This is speaking about the men of the Lord, man. This is speaking about the elect, the 144,000. Okay. And that's the spirit. It's 1144, man. Hey, Barakatah YAHAWASHI. But it says, behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. So that's the Lord is going to weaponize his men. Okay. As a matter of fact, let's go to Jeremiah 51:20. It says, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. Right? You see that? So the Lord is going to raise up his men to get vengeance upon their enemies. Right? But Yahawashi is going to be the first one to he's going to be the one to kick it off, so to speak. Right? Because Yahawashi gets first dibs. But he's going to allow his men, he's going to allow the 144 to get busy as well, man, and bring vengeance upon Esau. Right? So this is what we're waiting on, man. Lord willing, I'll be of that number. Okay? So it's going to be a certain time to where the Lord is going to give us that upgrade. Right? And when I say upgrade, we can go to 1 Corinthians 15. And I'm going to get right to the point. Matter of fact, you know what? I just started at 39, man. Because we have to, in order for us to receive this power, Lord willing, I got to keep saying it, Lord willing, I'm of the elect. In order for us to receive this power, we can't have these fleshly bodies, man. Okay? In order for the Lord to give us that upgrade, our bodies got to be changed. Now, I will say this, even before, the men of the Lord get that upgrade, being those new bodies, and the Lord's going to raise up his men with spiritual powers, performing miracles. Okay, before we get our spiritual bodies. Okay, just like in the book of Acts, you see the disciples, you see the apostles, the disciples performing miracles. Okay, they didn't have the spiritual bodies yet, but they were performing miracles in their fleshly bodies. So that's going to happen again. Okay, like the scriptures say, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. So when they see the men of the Lord performing miracles, manipulating the elements, then they're gonna know that the Lord is dealing with them. Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and get into this. 1 Corinthians 15:39. All flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, another of fishes, and another of birds. There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial, right? So it says there are also celestial bodies. That's pretty much speaking about angelic bodies. There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial, but the glory of the celestial is one and the glory of the terrestrial is another. There is one glory of the sun and another glory of the moon and another glory of the stars. For one star differeth from another star in glory. So also in So also is the Salaki. So also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption. It is raised in incorruption. It is sown in dishonor. It is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness. It is raised in power. It is sown a natural body. It is raised a spiritual body. There is a natural body and there is a spiritual body. And so it was written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. Now, this is speaking about Yahawashi when he was on the earth as Adam, right? It says the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. The last Adam was made a quickening spirit. And that's speaking about Yahawashi, because when he returns, he's going to come in his angelic body. Okay, pursuant to Isaiah 47:3, where Yahawashi says, I will not meet thee as a man, because he's going to come back as a angelic force. Okay. Verse 46. Howbeit that was not first which is spiritual, but that which is natural, and afterward that which is spiritual. The first man is of the earthy. The second man is the Lord from heaven. Speaking about Yahawashi. As is the earthy, such are they also that are earthy, and as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly. And as we have borne the image of the earthy, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly, right? Because that's going to that's ultimately our perfected state, right? Because we're groaning to get back to our perfected state, because we're in these chains of darkness. I believe that's in I believe that's what, Jude? Bear with me. I gotta look it up. It might be in Thessalonians. Give me 1 second. Let me look that up real quick. Bear with me. Oh, it is Jude. Jude, verse 6 and 7. I guess I overlooked it. Okay, yeah, this is what I was looking for. Salakia, man. You know, sometimes you can overlook something when you're looking for certain scriptures. But this is Jude, the 6th verse. And the angels, which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. Yeah, these fleshly, weak bodies that are subject unto sin, man, these are chains of darkness. Now, when it says in the angels, which kept not their first estate, this is speaking about going back to the sons of God in Genesis, the 6th chapter, right? As a matter of fact, let me keep reading this, and then I'll get Genesis, the 6th chapter. It says, and the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal life. So yeah, we went off. When it says the angels, that's speaking about the sons of God, right? It says which kept not their first estate. Yeah, pretty much we was in that perfected state, right? And we went off. So you go to Genesis, the 6th chapter. In the first verse it says, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God. Now, who are the sons of God? These were the Israelites. These are the Israelites before they were called the Israelites, man. Before we were called Israelites, we were the sons of God. It says that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, speaking about the daughters of the heathen, right? That they were fair. So we saw that they were beautiful. And they took them wives of all which they chose, right? Now, you'll have Esau spreading that madness, saying, oh, well, you had these angels who they rebelled against God. So God had to kick them out of heaven. And then they came down and they had sex with human women. And they started creating these race of giant, super human beings. And, that bullshit, that madness that Esau pushes, which really that's just Esau trying to bring in his Greek mythology and mingling with the scriptures. That's all Esau's doing, trying to confuse the people, right? So it says, and the Lord Yahawah said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. Verse 4, this being the point, it says, there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. Right? So that's the point. Because when people see the word giants, they're thinking about 5,000 feet tall men, so on and so forth. But that's not what it's talking about. Right? When you go into the definition for the word giants, it goes into Nepal. I believe it's Nepal, which goes into the Nephilim, right? Now you go here to the Chaldee lexicon. Let's read that. It says, I want to get right to the points. It says, where is it? Right, it says, some have compared, it says, great, large in body, but this is incorrect. So you got a lot of people that'll say, oh, well, when it speaks about giants, it's speaking about these huge 5,000 feet tall men. But it says, but this is incorrect, for it means excellent, noble, skillful. So that's what it's talking about, man, being excellent in skill. Okay. So when it says there were giants in the earth, this is basically speaking about the sons of God. And we were at that time, we were known and renowned for our skills, for our great skills that we had, the knowledge, the being, pretty much we had a form of spiritual power. OK, so on and so forth, man. And people, and pretty much we were the superstars of that time. OK, now I remember this a few years ago when Kobe died. I remember reading an article, and they pretty much said they called him a giant. Right. But they were referring to him as him being pretty much like a god on the basketball court for his skills. So they were reverencing that when they called him a giant on the earth, because Kobe was what, 6'6"? That's not being a giant. OK, but that's just Esau trying to spread his wickedness. So I just wanted to go into that part. So now when we go back to where was I? Jude. Now when it says, but the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains of darkness. Yeah, these bodies that are subject unto sin. Okay, they're likened unto chains of darkness. We get sick in these bodies. Okay, we're constantly going off. Okay, and ultimately we die. But when we get these new bodies, we're going to live forever. Going back to 1 Corinthians 15, I believe I was on verse 47. And I was on verse 48. It says, as is the earthy, such are they also that are earthy. And as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly. Right? Speaking about the heavenly bodies. And that's what the Lord is about to give unto his men. Okay, those heavenly bodies. Let's keep reading. And as we have borne the image of the earthy, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. You see? So we have these bodies of flesh, but ultimately we're going to get that upgrade, which we so We need these spiritual bodies in order to live forever, man. Okay, because these fleshly bodies, they weren't created to live forever. Okay, really, this is a punishment being in these bodies of flesh. 1 Corinthians 15:50. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High, neither doth corruption inherit incorruption. So these corruptible bodies will not be able to enter into the kingdom. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. Right? So it's speaking about when those nuclear missiles is raining down, the elect is still going to be here. But at the last second before those nuclear missiles hit, the Lord is going to beam up his elect. Just like that. That's why it says in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye. So as soon as you can blink, that's how quick the elect is going to be beamed up. Right? It says, for this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. Right? So when the corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. So yeah, ultimately, that's going to be getting the victory over death. Okay, but this is what the men of the Lord is waiting on, man. Okay, here it is. You got the men of the Lord. You got the prophets on the highways and byways prophesying. Okay, and soon the Lord is going to turn those men into he's going to give those men spiritual power, right? And they're going to go and hunt, pursuant to what? Jeremiah 16:16. What does a hunter do, man? They go and they kill. Okay, and ultimately we're waiting upon that. Lord willing, I'll be of that number, man. You know. But hey, man, you know, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I just wanted to touch into that. How pretty much, you know, that time is coming very soon, man. So Lord willing, you know, this lesson was edifying. Till next time, I want to say shalom.